My channel may be small right now, but a channel is nothing without viewers like you. Viewers need to want to feel like part of a community. Usually, they want to feel like they're getting their the value for their time. They want to interact. That's why I try to respond to all the comments that people leave, as much as makes sense for the video and such, at least. Uh, I want to do something a bit more. I've alluded to this in the past, and now I'm announcing it officially for the next month of June here. I'm a writer. I hope you figured that out by now with all the videos I've done, and you can see my books back there, which you can totally buy on Amazon or any other major retailer because you can support me. It keeps the lights on. Uh, Part of being a good writer is reading. I really want to stress that. There's a lot of people that think that they can just go from like watching movies and then just dash out a book and it'll work. And a lot of you have probably read those kinds of train wrecks. I want to do my part to help improve the stories out there and bring people together. And to that end, I'm going to be hosting sort of a monthly book club so that viewers like you can follow along if you so choose. This coming month, me and my writing group have already decided on, because that's my core. The people who help me actually produce my stories, they have the say right now in what books get read. We're going to be reading a book by Asimov. Not this particular book. There's nothing wrong with this book, really. I don't know. I read it back in high school. You can just read his name really well. We're actually going to be reading the Foundation series, the first book. So think of this video as a sort of preview, because I have read Foundation in the past. And honestly, like the first book is okay. I didn't really care for the second book, and I don't think I ever read the third. I kind of just dropped off and pursued other interests at the time. But Foundation is one of the most influential science fiction books out there. Uh, it really had a big impact on what is the scale possible in science fiction and space opera and civilizational commentary. And from that angle, it's definitely worth studying. You could also say there's a lot of interesting context in there if you actually want to get into the underlying thoughts and philosophies in it, because it deals heavily with the idea of historical cycles, the idea that masses of people can be predicted. This was a new idea, or you could argue it's a very, very old idea because it goes back to the Kali Yuga. But Asimov specifically was referencing the ideas of historical cycles coming out of the last century, and he wanted to toy with it at a major scale and represent what theoretically rationalism could do to change the ratios of prosperity to suffering. And I think there's a lot of conversation that can be had politically about, is that a good idea? Is that something that scientists should be striving to achieve? Is this end state hyper urbanized, hyper socialized society of scientific enlightenment actually where we want to be? Like, is our current state truly better than every phase of civilization that came before? All the hunter gatherers, all the foragers, all the early agriculture, the late agriculture, the age of sail, or whatever. All of those phases where people live for thousands and thousands of years, is today really that much better? Oh, we have medicine. Yeah, but we have almost 8 billion people, give or take a Chinese census. Is it better to have this many people, and by numbers, you have a ton of people living in major amounts of prosperity, but you also have major amounts of people living at the poverty line? I think there's a lot to be thought about there, and you can also but the book is also worth looking at from a literary perspective of how characters are told, because there's a story that spans thousands and thousands of years. There are the persistent characters leaving messages through time to try and guide the new civilization. But every time it comes to a new turning point, a new challenge where the paradigm has to shift in order for the foundation to continue excelling, you get a new set of characters that barely even register that they're carrying on a continuous evolution of civilization towards this mathematized, hyper urbanized city. That is an incredibly challenging way to tell a story for an author. So that is where I'm going to be putting a lot of my focus personally when I read through it a second time. As I mentioned, I've already read it. I have it on Audible. That's why I'm using a different Asimov book as my prop for this video. By the way, I do think that you will get more out of a book for study if you have it in physical. If you just want to enjoy a genre piece, like, oh, give me 70 hours of Sherlock Holmes, putting it on audio and hitting fast forward through the worst short stories is probably the way to go. But if you really need to pick something apart, I'm on the side that paperback is more real reading than audiobooks are. I know that's a stupid argument that keeps showing up on Twitter. There is a difference. I say it depends on what you're reading. Anyways, though, this is supposed to be a book club. It's supposed to be for people to talk about what works, what doesn't, what it's influencing. Does the philosophy and the politics even make sense? And you can't do that without being able to discuss. Therefore, check the link in the description. I'm actually going to be opening up a Guilded server, which is a Discord knockoff with less trolls and hacking and scammers. It's just smaller. I don't think you'll be getting random direct messages trying to sell you Bitcoin or something. It's free to sign up. It works exactly the same as Discord. It's just a different server. I don't really use Discord anymore because it's a problematic site. But hop on in, it's free. You join, and if you are interested in following the book club month over month, there's going to be a new book every month. The plan is to announce it at the start of the month, and then at the end of the month, I will have finished it. I'm going to have some people on video so we can discuss the book together, what we liked about it, what didn't work, what can be taken from it, what can be learned, where things go from there, wherever the conversation goes. Last month was supposed to be Pride and Prejudice, but I just got the channel going. I don't know how to live stream yet, and I want to do it live at the end of the month. So stay tuned for what July's book will be if you're not interested in Foundation. There's not going to be any kind of overriding theme to what books are chosen. It's just going to kind of be chaos because, as I've said in previous videos, I truly believe in reading diversely broadly and grabbing a variety of books and trying to pick out the little diamonds in that story so that you can steal them for your own storytelling. I don't think I'll ever write something like Foundation, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to learn anything from it. I learned from Shadow the Conqueror. I'm never going to write something like that, I don't think. I'm never going to write a story like Pride and Prejudice. I think I reinforced a lot of ideas that I've been nurturing in my head that I now better understand how to execute these plots and themes and ideas and character dynamics. That's why I'm doing it. And mostly they're just good books and, we can talk about it. So check the link in the description. Join me. The Discord will also allow a platform so if you can comment on, critiquing my videos or suggesting books I should cover or whatever. Just try not to break terms of service. Don't make me moderate anything, please. Yeah. Consider this Book Club 1 announced. Foundation by Isaac Asimov. Tune in at the end of the month for the review instead of the preview. Cheers.